Yeah, just giving everyone 5 minutes to get in here, let the room fill up a little bit. hear the voice? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get it going. All right, so we can put. So let's talk about this. How you can make 200K in IT right now. Um, the game is still pretty much the same. Don't listen too much to the doom and gloom, the LLMs that are out, all the artificial intelligence that you hear about. We're not going to be focused on that and worrying about that. People are still hiring. People are still looking to hire. I'm still looking to hire, right? So there's plenty of jobs out here. There's plenty of people getting hired. I even talked to a guy. He's in Omaha, Nebraska, and he just got hired to work um, at a university, right? So universities are just starting back. Colleges start starting back. Those are great places to apply right now. If you're worried about a job or worried about income, that's the places to start. Now, this was in this particular video, we're going to talk about actually how to get to almost a quarter million, right? How to get to 200K, right? Now, if you're just starting out and you're transitioning, we're not talking about you. I'm sorry. This is not what we're talking about. You should still tune in. You should still be involved in this conversation just so that you're aware of how you should be planning your future, how you should be putting things together, and what you should be looking for and expecting in any job opportunity that you take, right? You first want to meet your minimum demands. That's what I always tell people. Make sure you can meet your minimum demands, of course, right? You can meet your demands for whatever your rent is or your mortgage is and the ability to be able to eat, right? You have to have your needs met. Once you do that, every job you talk to or speak to, you need to start asking about the quality of the work. Is their ability to learn? Will they be investing in you for you to go ahead and get certifications? How does your future and the landscape work, right? Um, so we want to definitely look there, right? So let's look at Indeed. Let's start using Indeed, seeing what they actually have available, right? We also want to look at um, the technologies as well that go with them, right? Uh, and I'm just going to pull up careerbuilder.com and monster.com as well. So you definitely want to be tuned in and paying attention to what I'll be doing here in the next couple of months on this channel. I'm going to get really active. I'm going to start bringing in different technologies, things that you need to be interested in and looking into the future. Little ways that if you aren't able to find employment, how you can take out and carve out different niches in your market where you can make some money and make a living, right? So I'll be talking about that as well in the future. So tune in for that. Like, comment, subscribe. Always like, always comment, always subscribe. All right. um, so that the videos can get out. I'm trying to increase my user base, my fan base, and help more people, right? So let's go ahead and get started. So the first things first, I'm just going to put in salary requirements because we don't really care too much about what the position is. We want to know who gets paid the type of money we want in the U.S., right? So I already put um, 200,000. Now we're just getting any and everything, right? Remote sales, manager supply chain, principal member of technical staff. So that might be in a tech job, right? So we already know this isn't the proper way to search because we're just getting any and everything, real estate agents, etc., right? But I did find one right here, right? They're asking about certifications, CCNP. Do you understand TCIP? If you have a CCNP, you're gonna understand TCIP, right? Uh, it's kind of an overlap. It's kind of a ridiculous thing. And then they're asking, do you have a bachelor's degree? But we see here already in Texas now. This is great in Plano, Texas. You make anywhere from 180 to 270K. Let me increase the size of this in case you're on your cell phones or you're out and about with family. You might just be tuning in. And then they have what their benefits are: tuition reimbursement, paid parental leave. I think they're the same thing, but okay. 401k, health insurance, paid time off, vision, dental, EAP, paid holidays, and then caregiver leave. Um, Now, this is where, you know, some things change. Okay, so here we go. The minimum requirement is a bachelor's degree. If you have a PhD in the STEM field, you only need 4 years to pair with that. If you have a master's, you only need 6 years in the tech field and 8 years of experience if you have a bachelor's degree. Not too hard to come by, right? And then they would look for somebody who has a professional level cert or expert cert in one of these three, either Cisco, Juniper, or the Palo Altos. And you'd be working for AT&T. Now this is a great salary right here. 180 to 270 is advertised. The requirements aren't too crazy, um, in my opinion. And you're just a member of the technical staff, so you don't. It doesn't seem like you have to manage anyone. But if you're a principal, you probably have to lead a little bit or give a lot of input and design and how things are working. You also have to be familiar with layers 1, 2, and 3 in networking design. All right. And for all you people familiar with networking, uh, that's going to be the physical data link and network layers, right? 1, 2, 3, right? Or please do not throw sausage pizza away, right? That's the acronym we use to memorize that. All right, so that's one position. Now I'm gonna show you how to actually dig a little deeper and get a little more granular. So you're gonna want two things. If you want 200K, that must be in there. And then you want to think about your specialty, right? Is it cloud? Is it AWS specifically? Is it development with Python? Is it Java, JavaScript? Who is it, or not who is it, but what technology is it that you would like to see yourself working with? Right? That's the first thing, right? So let's just put AWS since the cloud is still huge right now. And we can pick one of these that they have here, cloud, but I'm going to be as generic and simple as possible and just say AWS right now. All right. So first, the first job that pops up is right here, AWS Alliance Driver, Senior Manager, PricewaterhouseCoopers. I don't think this is a technical gig, but let's look into it. Let's see. Then we have the next one is a Principal Cloud Engineer, and we have to look at where these places are, right? Sometimes you have to be willing to move. If you're not willing to move, then we can't cry about, oh, I'm not getting the wage that I would like. I'm not getting the looks that I would like. Hey, you got to go where the money is, right? If you want opportunity, you got to get there, right? There's no excuses this year. It's 2025. It's the year where we should have flying cars and things like that. We don't have them yet, but it's because people aren't willing to make moves, right? And you have to be that person that's willing to make a move and go for it, right? So it's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It says remote in Pittsburgh. I don't know what that means. Maybe they want you to be within an hour of the home site or the main office. Then they have a director position here. We're gonna stay away from them. I want more stuff that's more technical. They have an IM principal at Fannie Mae, which is excellent. Um, Pay, and that's in Reston, Virginia. But this is all over the map. Oh, sorry about that. The kids interrupt me. So yeah, I'm back looking at it here, and I'm just gonna give you this few right here. There's another AWS migration and modernization map consultant, and let's see something that's more cut, clear, and on it. Let's do DevOps, and it's in San Francisco Bay Area. All right, so let's take these three positions or four positions. Yeah, this one is too vague here. Managing a large co-students are intricate problems. Yeah, this isn't looking very technical. So I'm gonna exit out that one. So it is three positions. So we're gonna look at the principal cloud engineer, the IAM principal, and DevOps engineer. So the principal cloud engineer is the one that was remote in Pittsburgh, and salary range here is 183,000 to 224,000. That's a good livable wage, I would say. And it's for Solventum. We can look into that too. But here we go. Design, implement, and optimize AWS infrastructure. You're going to need CloudFormation or Terraform, which isn't too bad. Develop and implement monitoring, alerting, and logging strategies with CloudWatch, CloudTrail, OpenSearch, Prometheus, or Grafana. And I have videos coming on Prometheus and Grafana in the future. And then serve as the go-to AWS technical expert. So if you want to be in this range, you're already seeing some consistency. You're starting to see some consistencies, right? You're going to need to be able to lead a little bit, be a technical expert at something. You're going to have to be able to do some automation with Terraform. Um, you're probably going to need Packer as well. They don't have that listed on here from what I can tell. And you're probably going to need, okay, here we go. They didn't put Docker or anything like that, but they do have, okay, so ECS, EC2, you're going to be familiar with that. You're going to have understandings of different databases. with RDS, Aurora, and DynamoDB. They're using CloudFront, so you're doing some caching services, API Gateway, CloudWatch. So basically, you would need to take the path of getting an AWS Solutions Architect certification right away. I already know that right away, right? So just keep that in mind because you have to be familiar with the entire suite. The best solution is just to get certified because it will force you to study for the curriculum in a specific way, and that'll allow you to get all of those concepts at one time. Also, container orchestration with EKS, ECS, with Kubernetes, knowledge of healthcare interoperability standards, FUR and HL7, and then there's some slight travel up to 10%. So this right here is a great job. It's very specific, it's detailed, and it's not too bad, right? So you're gonna have to understand some CI/CD. So they didn't put GitHub in here or GitLab, but you're gonna have to understand how those work. Right? You're probably gonna be committing your code, which should be or your Terraform scripts, things like that, which is standard now. So look at those three. You're gonna have to know AWS. You're gonna have to know some type of infrastructure automation like Terraform. Then you're gonna have to know GitHub or GitLab, some type of um, repository for your scripts or code. And then you're gonna have to be familiar with continuous integration, continuous deployments, software maybe like a Jenkins or something like that. But you're gonna have to understand all of that, right? And we can, for those of you who are not familiar with Terraform, I'll just bring it up for you really quick. It's a HashiCorp product. And I'll blow this up just slightly so it doesn't look crazy. And Terraform allow you to work with various clouds, right? From AWS, Azure, um, Oracle, and Google Platform. You can also orchestrate Docker with it. And this is for your infrastructure. So like how many servers or containers you need to help you launch that. If you need to interact with like S3 buckets, you can do that as well. It's very convenient, right? It gives you um, a maintainable, reusable infrastructure every time you deploy your code, whether it's in your dev environment, your test environment, or your production environment. So keep that in mind. So let's go on over here to Solventum. This is the employer for that position. I've never heard of them, but they have a pretty good rating. It's above average. And Brian Hansen's the CEO, right? And they have a large company size. So when they're hiring, they're more than likely they know what they actually need. So this is a good sign. And they have multiple positions here that are in the six-figure range. Cloud engineers, the one we was just looking at, and cloud automation engineer, 119 and 145. That's out of Utah. Health and safety specialist, different position, different career path. But they have a lot of quality, high-paying positions. Oh, and then I just saw. AI. Oh, so that's in the sciences. They have a science position. I just saw AI. I thought it was something else, but yeah. So they have positions all over the board, and look like they're consistently hiring. So this is a good company probably to look at into as well. But that's how you will want to source your positions. You find something on Indeed, then you go to their actual site, and you start looking at what else they have to offer. Apply for everything. All right, you have to be hungry. All right, so the next position is with Fannie Mae in Reston, Virginia. It's a hybrid work, so it means there'll be some on-site work and some remote work, which is kind of good. It's kind of flexible. And with them, they are looking for. All right, so they're looking for a lot of security items. Assess influence of risk-based prioritizations for zero trust and other IAM capabilities. Advise on and assist with security data and technology initiatives that impact the entire organization. Act as a mentor and advisor. So they want you in a leadership role here, right? Oh, and it's only one position. It can be based out of Reston or DC. It went 10 years, 10 plus years in developing and implementing enterprise level IAM and zero trust capabilities. You have to have understandings of NIST, digital identity guidelines, ICAM related activities, governance and compliance. So it's a high level security role, essentially. And these are some of the things they're looking for: Active Directory, web services, Jira, some artificial intelligence, backup and recovery. All right. Mm, and I'm sure someone like Fannie Mae has great benefits and stuff like that. And once you apply on the site, I won't forward it. But yeah, you would just follow that, go to their site and apply. So this is the DevOps engineer position. That's 180 to 260 in San Francisco Bay Area. And the pay range for this is 180 to 260 a year, a livable wage, and it's hybrid work as well. So we should expect some on-site and some remote. And you never know how that's gonna go. Like it could be 2 remote days or it could be 3 remote days a week. You just really don't know. All right, here. Design, implement, and maintain scalable CI/CD pipelines. Here it goes again. CI/CD. If you don't know that, that's something you need to learn. If you're making 50 to 80 or 100 to 150, and you want to take things to the next level, you're gonna have to understand that, right? This is a reoccurring theme. You must know it then, right? The next one. Here we go again. We see Terraform, and then they have Pulumi as well, which is another one. But like I said, you're going to have to know some type of infrastructure as code. Improving the system reliability through monitoring, alerting, logging, and failover strategies. That would be the same thing with knowing like Prometheus or CloudWatch metrics if they're using AWS. I haven't seen that yet, so we don't know what platform they're actually on. But you're going to have to be able to come in and know, okay, how can I present logging to them, right? Or do I need to say or suggest to them, hey, we need to bring in an elk stack, right? And learn that as well. Work with platforms and backend teams to identify and resolve performance bottlenecks. Contribute to deployment workflows, environment automation. That's consistent with Terraform, but you also might want to know some scripting or certain SDKs. Ensure infrastructure security and compliance practices are in place, right? And they're looking for a degree, computer science related field, 3+ years in DevOps, infrastructure, or a site reliability engineer role. Tooling, expert level proficiency with CI/CD, but like I said before, GitHub Actions, right? Argo CD, Docker, Kubernetes. Um, Infrastructure, you're going to need AWS or observability, strong understanding of logging. Grafana again, here we go. Prometheus, Elk, Datadog. So you have to get those down, right? Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. That's all I have for today. Um, but it'll be the same thing if you want to do DC or something like that. Let's see, Washington DC. You would do the same thing. You would do SRE, Site Reliability Engineer, and we want to see if they have salaries. They have 75 to 90. Depending where you want to work and live, they can get you close to 200. Some in Arlington is 150 to 200 for 6 months. 155 to 220, right, in this role. Right. So there are plenty of roles like that. You just have to know what you're searching for. All right. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.